Hello everyone, my name is Estelle Carlin and today I'm going to show you the step-by-step on how to use the DSM-5 software. First, all you have to do is to log in to the system. Okay, there it is. If it so happened that after you log in to the system, your screen will look just like this right here. Okay, all you have to do is click on these three lines right here, and there you go. It will tell you what they are. Okay, the very important, before you make an assessment, make sure that your patient's information are entered in the system. First, how to do that is click on create client. Okay, and let's say John Deere. John is a male. Create. And let's go find John. And there he is. Now, let's complete John's information. To complete, click on it. To enter all his information, you are going to this area right here. Click on it. And there is the form that you can put John's or your patient's information. Make sure that after you entered your patient's information that you will hit update information. Okay, I am not going to go through all this form because it's pretty much explanatory. I don't want to take a lot of your time watching this video. But before I go forward, let me show you what is this ID number. This is where you will enter your patient's private insurance information. Okay, for example, Blue Cross, Cigna, Aetna. So this is where you're going to put their information. For example, Blue Cross is right here. And if your patient has Medicaid, you can put right here. All right. And also, you can put right here too if they have Medicaid. All right. And so that way it will auto-populate. All right. Because we are going to use John as a patient, let me put the state, Alabama, city of Birmingham. Okay. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And update. And here is John's information. Let's go to dashboard. Okay, there you go. And here are the list of your patients. Okay, now let me show you how the DSM-5 software works. Okay, click on that. And you will see there are 3 search boxes here. You can search the grids through title, content, or clinical criteria or symptoms. Also, let me close this so I can show you how this thing works. Also, you can see the complete list of the DSM-5 grids by clicking or by double clicking on this. In this specific user, because I use this for demonstration, I have 2 packages, which is the DSM-5 and the substance abuse package. For the DSM-5 package, you can have everything, including the ASM and the substance abuse package. Now, all you have to do is just double click to see the complete list. And here they are. Too many to remember, right? Okay. For some reason, some of the grids that have long title, they are cut off, but you can bring your mouse or your cursor here and it will tell you what is the complete name of the specific grid. It's right there. Okay? All right. Oh, by the way, in this complete list on this, you can open 2 or more grids at the same time, especially if the grids have what do you call this, specifiers. You can open them at the same time, so you can flip the page so that way you can see what is the specifiers and things like that. All right, now let me show you how these things work. Let's search them, type in the keywords. Let's say fatigue and loss of energy, depressed mood. And of course, we know that they are not title, so let's search them content. So it's there already. Content and hit find. And as you can see, through those 3 keywords, there are 1, 2, 3, 4 grids showed up. Okay? Isn't that cool? Now let's search them through clinical criteria or symptoms. We'll see how many grids will show up. Oh, we have 1 grid, which is the major depressive disorder. Okay, now um, let me click really quick because we are going to use the major depressive disorder. I know this has a specifiers, so let me click depressive specifier. There we go. And now let me open. Okay, there it is. Before you make an assessment, make sure you have your patient's name here. So all you have to do is click. So we did John as a sample. Click on John. And as you can see, his information auto-populate here. And then the date. And here is the major depressive disorder grid. Okay, now let's do an assessment with John. We are going to pretend that he is going to meet the criteria so I can show you the function, or you can see the function of it. Okay, it says here on letter A, criteria A, it says 5 or more of the following symptoms. So let's say 1, 3, and then 4, and then 6, and then 5. It says here 5 or more, or 9. So if you can see here, it's auto check on letter A, and then B, C, D, and E. And if you are going down here, you see it's auto check. John meets diagnostic criteria for major depressive disorder. Isn't that cool? Now let me show you really quick the function of these two. Pretend that John did not meet the criteria. All you have to do is manually check does not meet criteria for major depressive disorder. All right, and the provisional, you can use this for some instances. Let's say you're doing assessment with John and he passed out and he needs to go to the emergency room. So all you have to do is click on that. Okay? All right. Now pretend that John meets the diagnostic criteria for major depressive disorder. Now let's go to this table, the severity course specifier. Let's say John meets the single episode, and as you can see, here is the DSM-5 codes, and so as the ICD-10 codes. All you have to do is click, and it says right there. All right, and here is the specifiers right here. It says use the specifiers, so I will go to this page, and here is the specifiers for major depressive disorder. So pretend that John has with anxious distress, so it says at least two of the following. So 1, 2, and if it's two symptoms, it says mild, at least three of the following. So 1, 2, 3, and that's letter A, criteria A, B, C, D, and it's right there. So it will go on and on and on, okay? And if we will go back to this grid, so John has a with anxious distress and with mixed features. And of course, you can type in the clinical indications, I'm sorry, and who completed the grids. So let's say Sam Walton. And of course, this is the electronic signature, and this is way so cool. I like this. All you have to do is just click on the mouse, hold the pad.
Okay, and draw the name. I love technology when it's really working good for me. All right.
Okay, now let's go. Hit save. Okay, now let's find John complete assessment. So click dashboard and let's go find John. There he is. I have 3 here because this is actually my take 3 video. So let's click on view. And here is the complete assessment for John. And if you want to print, hit print. And there it is. And the only information that will be printed is the one that you check, the one that has check boxes. We did this just to protect all the information that owned by the American Psychiatric Association. Okay, and if you are a substance abuse counselor, let me show you on how to make an assessment using the grids that we created just for the substance abuse. For substance abuse counselor, stay tuned because I am going to show you the coolest grids that you will ever see. Okay, I said the coolest because we develop it. Substance abuse are a bunch of disorders. Okay, it's right here. And actually, we put them together in one grids. So let me open it so I can show you. Okay, and there we go. Of course, we should select the patient first, and we did John. Okay, and it's auto populate here, and let's put the date. Okay, there it is. Remember, substance abuse have 11 criteria, and those 1 to 11. Okay, so let's say, for example, number 1, taken in larger amounts of over longer period, let's say alcohol, persistent desire or unsuccessful, let's say cocaine, great deal of time spent in activities necessary to obtain use, let's say alcohol, craving a strong desire to urge. Number 4, let's say opioid, recurrent substance use. Okay, opioid, continued use despite social, let's say other hallucinogen. And then number 7 is let's say alcohol. Okay, let's say there's no number 8. Number 9, let's say opioid. Tolerance, let's say alcohol and cocaine. And number 11, let's say opioid and cocaine. Okay, it says here to meet the criteria, you have at least 2 out of the 11 criteria. So you will manually check meet DSM 5 diagnostic code for a substance use disorder. And look at this. It has check already in here. Look at that. Okay, and then you will type here whiskey, opioid, oxy. Okay, and let's go back. Alcohol. So alcohol is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, it says here severity indicator, mild 2 or 3, moderate 4 or 5, severe 6 or more symptoms. So alcohol is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that will be moderate. So it will be severity level. The DSM-5 codes and the ICD-10 codes, and specify if, let's say, on maintenance therapy. Now let's go to cocaine. So cocaine is 1 and 2 and 3. So that will be mild. And for instance, in sustained remission. Okay, let's check opioid. So opioid has 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that will be 4 is moderate. There we go. And opioid, let's say in controlled environment, for example. Okay, so that's it. This is the coolest part that we developed. So we made this to make your assessment really fast. And here, of course, the severity level note, and so the specify if note. So in early remission, it will tell you right here to make it easier for you guys. Okay, so